This is the Table of Nations, name by name. My name is Daniel Adam Fink. I have spent the past 4 years solving all of the Bible's mysteries. In this particular video, I will explain exactly what is the linguistic connection between each name in Genesis 10 and its identity. And now the explanation of each name in the Table of Nations. There is a left column and a right column. Beginning on the left, top left, you see the words fake names. That's because, for example, the first name, what you're used to hearing people call Japheth, there's no J in the Bible. The name is Japheth, so we have Japheth, Japheth. The burning bushes or smoking guns. Each of these names has a way to understand what it means and what it actually correlates to in the world. Japheth is in Greek called the Iapetus Sea. Gomer, what we're used to calling Gomer. Gomer is the Cimmerians. We are used to calling them Cimmerians because in English they are spelled with a C, but the C is not pronounced S. It is pronounced K. Cimmerians. Gomer, Cimmerians. Gog and Magog is Magog. Gog, Caucasus. Madai, that is Lake Mayotis, the Mayotian marshes, the Greek name for the Sea of Azov. Later, it is expanded to mean Madai, Medes, Medea. Javan, there never was a Javan. The word is actually Yawn. At worst, Yawan, which is Ionia. The Greek word is actually Yawn, and the Hebrew word is actually Yawn. Tubal, Tabal, the Tabal Tibereni tribe. Mushek, Mushuk, the Mosquian Mountains, the Moskoi tribe, Mushki. Tiras, Tiras, this Teresh, the Tersenians, and the Tyrrhenian Sea. Ashkenaz, Ashkenaz, Ascanius, Euxinus, these are Greek names for the Black Sea. Riphat is Riphat. You're used to hearing Rifus. At this point, I'm not going to continue with what you are used to hearing because it's not just really silly, it's rather insulting and poor. So let's just continue with the real names. You can read the fake names on the left. They really have never deserved to be dignified. We're doing away with them permanently. Rifat, Riphaim Mountains, the Great Caucasus. Because if you look for a Rifeth, or worse, Difeth, you're going to find nothing. Why did I solve the Bible when other people didn't? They simply didn't read. People tell you their opinions based on what other people have said about the Bible because they are poor students. I always wondered, why are Bible scholars called Bible scholars and not Bible teachers? Well, the only way you can teach is by learning, and the only way you can learn is to read and study. That's where I've got them. Why have I solved it when they haven't? Because I read and I study. Continuing. Tagarma is Thorgama. That's the founder legend of the Caucasus. Many of these names were already known or suggested. When you take them all, put them together, and interpolate or extrapolate by using logic, as I have, you find everything. Now, you don't have to. I already have. I have everything. There's more. It's so amazing. Welcome to the age of complete biblical understanding. Elisha, Hellas, Elysian fields. Tarshish, Tarsus. Kittim is Kitium, the capital of Cyprus. Our word city comes from Kitium, which means city. The Rhodanime, roads. Cham, we already know that Cham is Afro-Asiatic culture. It has been suggested that Cham means black soil. Now, if you want to understand the meaning of Cham, look up the meaning of the word, the name Hamat, which we will get to, in Syria. Not the folk etymology. You'll find folk tales about where names came from. Those are fake. Avoid those. You want the real etymology, the real source of the name Hamat, and you will understand Ham. Kush, Kushadweepa, is the Hindu name for Arabia, named for the grasslands, Kush grass. This is the place where agriculture and domesticated animals come from in the history of the world. Mitzrayim. A Mitzor means a mounted city. Im is plural. Egypt's name means mounted cities because in the Nile you had to make a mound, fortify it, and build it up in order to build a city. Now, people have been calling the plural, multiple plural suffix im, double. There's no two cities in Egypt. None of these times or places where you see the word double in the Bible, they're all wrong. It simply means plural. It's a place, the plateau of Mishor, which is the Shavei Kiryatayim, the plain of cities. There are 13 cities. How can 13 cities be two? They can't. People have gotten the whole thing wrong. Don't worry, the glass was half empty. The glass is all full. I've got all of this. Put is the Phoenician name for Put, Phoenicia. It's been that simple all along. People didn't find it out because they just don't read. They like to read by talking. I like to read by reading. Canaan. For this reason, at the bottom of this video, I have links for you to study, understand, pursue, or second guess everything I say. Doesn't matter. I can't invent the Bible. All I can do is read it. I have all the evidence. None of it comes from me. I'm simply giving you my book report. Continuing. Canaan. This name has been in Canaan for more than 5,000 years. It would be impossible to find out how many. Likely more than 20,000 years. But we know it's been more than 5,000 years because in deep history there was no writing. Sabah, the Sabah tribe. Chawila means sandy place. Sabata and Sabatacha, those are the Sabbatai tribe. When I mapped them, I got the joke. Sabata and Sabatacha. I went to Sabata and Sabatacha to get this scarf for you. Think Jewish humor. What's the difference between a Jewish comedian and a Jewish rabbi? Career choice. There's no difference. Trust me, I'm kind of like both. In between them is Ramah. Rum means height. Ah is the high place. You've heard of Wadi Rum. Wadi Rum means high ravine. Back to Sabatacha, and now to Sheba and Dedan, what we call Sheba and Dedan. Sheba is the Yemenite kingdom of the name Sheba, and Dedan is known, the ancient name of the Alula oasis. This was already known. Nimrod, that's Marduk. That is the god, hero king of Babylon. Uruk is Uruk, we know that. Akkad is Akkad, we know that. Kalana and Kalach, these are the sacred cities. Nippur was the city of Sumerian and Babylonian high priests. Shinar is a horrendous pronunciation. There's no I, it's Shunner, which Nun Mem is the same letter. Aram, Aran. Ammon, if you look in other languages, is spelled Ammon. There never was a U in Sumer. If you try to do biblical research in English, you can never solve it. Shunner is Shumer. Nineveh, we know Nineveh. Rechabat, Er. Rechabat is the spacious city. Er is city. Erbil is the quintessential city-state in human history. Ammon would be the next closest. These have been separate, independent, large city-states for the entire history of civilization. Kalach, that's Ashur, that's the city of the Assyrian high priests. Why? Because the god of Ashur is Ashur, in the city of Ashur. Continuing. Desen, that is a known Assyrian city. Now, I'm not the one who realized that Resen was Desen. You have to look up a resource called McClintock and Strong's Biblical Cyclopedia. It's astounding. I could never have even imagined the possibility of solving the Bible without them. Above all, it is their shoulders I stand on. Ludim are named in this place in the Bible. Where are the Ludim arranged in the verses of the Ludim? In between Arabia and North Africa, supporting Egypt. Where are they compared to Egypt? Arabia east, North Africa west, Ludim north. Everything is geography. The Bible's not geographical. Genesis 10 is simply geography and nothing else. Genesis 36, not geographical. It is just geography. Look at Genesis 22. Look at Genesis 25. Verses and chapters of Numbers, strictly geography. Continuing. Onamim. On is the sacred city. Heliopolis was the Egyptian city of high priests. Lahab means blade. Naftachim, Naftis. Patros is known. The Egyptian word means south. Kaslachim, Kaslachet. Keftarim, Sea of Keftar, the Mediterranean. The Philistines are known as the Philistines. We know where they were. We know where they're from. Sidon, known as Sidon. Chet Hatusa, Chatai province. Yebus, the Yebusi are from Yebus, Yebus being the ancient name of Jerusalem. The Amari are the Amoru. Girgashi, Girgam, Karkar, Karkamish means table. They're all on the same table, the names all over that table. Chari, Char means watercourse, Chari are watercourses. Arkia from Arka, this is already known. All of these cities in a row, already known. All you had to do was go from what was known to what was unknown. That is they, everyone before. You don't have to anymore. I've done it. Arwad, Arwad. There's no point in insisting the Arvadites are Arvadites when their name has been Arwad all along. It's Arwadites. Samari tells Samar. Hamati, today called Hamat. Shem, the sun god. Shams, Shamash, Shemesh. Aber, I ain't telling you just yet, simply because that's in a different presentation. Elam, Elam. Ashur is Ashuria. Anytime you see this Y, it's a misspelling. The word in Greek is Ashuria. The city is Ashur. The Ashurians called Ashuria, Ashuria, which is the same with Lud. Ludia is Ludia. In between Ashur and Lud are Fakshad, Arapakitis and Tel Arpachia, etc. There are many. Lud, Ludia. Again, Aram, Arameans. Aram is Aram. Uz you can't find because it's Ayin Sadi. Oats is Oats Reina province. What is the first son of Aram? The most important central province. Hul, already known. If people knew Hul was Hul, Kil Assyria, and there are only 4 provinces, then why did you not guess, that the first one is the first one, and that Oats is Oats? This is why I'm telling you. We put on a pedestal people we call bibliologists. Don't. They don't know it because they don't read. Gatter, Gat is wine press. Gatter is where the wine comes from. Mashak, Mount Matthias. Canaan, read the legends of the Jews. It's a long, but a good one. Phaleg, Phaliga. This is not Peleg. We're not going to insult the ancestor of all of our favorite Hebrews, saying, and his name was Peleg anymore. please. Joktan, the Khatanites of Yemen. If we already knew they were Yemen, then why did they insist that the sons of Yemen be in far-flung places far from Yemen? Simply because they don't read. They don't use logic. El Modad? No. McClintock and Strong's Biblical Cyclopedia in the 1800s explained that this first name is the Murad tribe. Yes, and the founding city, Sheba, Marib, is where the Murad tribe are from, and Mount Murad. There's a Murad province, Murad everywhere. Shalef, the Benu Silfan, the Shalepnoi, the second most important kingdom, and Hazer Mavith, which never existed, Hadar Maut is Hadra Maut, has had the same name the whole time. Yerach, Jericho is Yeracha. This is Yerach. Moon gods are the most important gods of ancient Arabia. Hadoram, Mount Hador. Just as Mount Murad is Al Murad, Hadoram is Mount Hador. Azal was already known. The city of Sana'a today is Azal. Dekla, Dul Khalasa. Obal, Hubal, see Abel. They are the same name. Abi, El. My father, God. All over. Look up every kingdom of Yemen, and you will see is my father, the god which means uncle. All the different gods is my father. You will see that these statements were graffitied all over Yemen. Shaba, the Sabaeans. Ophir. When you look for Ophir and Ophir, you don't find the fact that it's not O, it's Aw. The default word in Hebrew, every name rhymes with Guffaw, Shaba, Dedan. Ophir, Yaf is today called Yaf. The gold of Ophira, the gold of Ophir. Where is the gold mine in Yemen? Yaf. Every clue builds. Everything overlaps. Chawilas, any place. Yabab, Yobaratai, Ubar. Thank you, McClintock and Strong. Mesha is Mocha, the port at the furthest west part of Yemen, and the furthest part east, Safar, Zafar. If you see at the bottom, in bold, the widely already known names, out of these 86, 35, that's 41%, were very broadly known. 18 more names underlined were known by a few or suggested relatively. From that 62%, all I had to do was identify the remaining 38%, which I have. So, as you can see, we went from a 62%, which was better than half, but really, really bad, to everything. My name is Daniel Adam Fink. Congratulations, Bible readers, Bible listeners. If you've made it through this entire list, then you may understand. You may wonder about my tone. Well, the fact of the matter is, the first people I reached out to were bibliologists. I've reached out to many of them. They all tell me the same thing. Either A, I have too much on my plate, thanks anyway, which is really a bad decision. When you have spent your life trying to understand something, then someone tries to explain it to you and you refuse to listen, that makes you a poor listener. Or they tell me this is outside of my field of expertise. I know. That's why I'm coming to you. Now I am making this your field of expertise. You are now part of the solution. You have been frustrated with the problem all along with me. Yes, we have. Now we are part of the solution. We can now explain, in full confidence, correctly, the Bible. If you want to be part of these processes, join me. Contact me. We will get together as people. There are billions of us, and we are going to change the level of understanding from what I was explaining is really a D to an A together. This is the best time in biblical knowledge in human history. Shalom, Chaverim.